It's Christmas time, everybody, and everybody's thinking about presents and gifts and spending money with big white owned corporations. But guess what? One of the best things to do to create a wealth, a legacy, is avoid Christmas or avoid some of these holidays, or at least scale back on some of these holidays. Has anybody thought about what you're going to do in lieu of wealth building and sacrifice to make sure your next generation is going to be able to do that? Well, today we're going to talk about that. And I know it's not popular. I know a lot of the moms and grandmoms and nanas don't want to hear nothing about not doing no Christmas. And I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is a little bit of sacrifice can go a long way in the long run. But for everybody that's just joining us, I'm Kamari Ellis. This is the Finance Rebel Show. This is our Wealthy Wednesday segment of not just me, but also the Black Wealth Rebels. And I got my brother Corey here today because his other brother left us. He's out gallivanting. He's out gallivanting on those red
gallivanting. Gallivanting, though.
Yeah,
boy, the besmirched it.
I'm going to besmirch the shit out of Jimmy today.
Gallivanting. Damn, my man can't take a business trip.
Listen, he in a red light district.
Easy, young.
No, but it's all good. We're gonna miss him, and I'll definitely send him safe wishes, safe prayers, safe travels. But how you doing today, Core?
Man, I'm living, man. How you feeling tonight, Kamar?
I'm good, man. I'm a little tired, but the show must go on. So you excited about what we want to talk about today?
Always, man. I'm always excited to talk with my brothers, man. You know, we have a good time when we talk about anything, even if it's a serious topic. So I'm always excited to talk with my brothers. That's a fact.
That's a fact. Now, Corey's out here being a great Samaritan, y'all. He's being a great black man today, buying groceries and everything. Yeah. What's up with that, Corey?
So I was in the poppy store.
Oh, you was in a poppy store? Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't even in the grocery store. I was in the poppy store because I got knick-knock tendencies, right? I was trying not to use the N word.
I gotta give you the horns for that.
My brother Kamari don't like the N word, so I was trying to, but I got them kind of tendencies. So I was in the poppy store. I was doing a little. I was buying. Matter of fact, I was buying a Days John.
Yo, that's a poppy store staple.
And some gummies. I was in there to spend, $3, $4, get me some little snacks because fat boys like snacks.
That's so
I was in there to get some fat boy snacks, and I seen this young lady struggling with the, her what's her name card wasn't working, even though it was the first of the month. Her what's the EBT joint? Her EBT joint wasn't working, and she had a few dollars worth of groceries up there, and she looked like she's about to cry. I was like, no, don't do that. You know what I mean? I got you. You know what I mean? It's the season it's the season, and she had the skin to be in. You know what I mean? She was a young black lady, and so I took that on for today. You know what I mean? And
salutes to being a great black man.
And she was very grateful for the. She was grateful. She was nice. She was gracious. She gave me her Instagram. You know what I mean? She has a business. You know what I mean? And she gave me her Instagram.
Okay. So we are supporting black businesses too.
Yeah. She said she gonna send me something from her business since I pay for her groceries. Hello, a couple dollars worth of groceries and
that's a fact.
And then go ahead. I'm listening, Kumar.
There's something my mentor said or used to say to me a lot. It's something I kind of always knew, but he said it's better to give than receive, and we always know that's a old biblical scripture. However, when put in practice, when you do it for real, I believe there's power to it. I mean, I've been giving forever.
Because my thing is, she ain't asked me for nothing. I was just standing behind her in line. I was waiting, to buy my little, I was in there doing, I was in the nigga
Doing
tree.
your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, doing knick-knock things. You know what I mean? And she ain't asked me for nothing. You know, the lady swiped her card 3 or 4 times and it ain't go through. And I was like, look, sis, you know what I mean? If you don't mind, I'll take that and get mine. You know, I put it all together. You know what I mean? Grab that.
No, that's dope, man. I mean, listen, like I was saying, giving equals receiving. And I've been giving forever and I want to continue to give, but I don't do it looking for anything back.
I wasn't looking for nothing.
Oh, I know you.
Like
I know
said,
you wasn't.
Yeah,
I know you
like
wasn't.
she don't know me from a can of paint, and I don't know her from nothing. You know what I mean? She just looked to be struggling, and so you know
Right.
when I say a sister struggling, if I can help, I'm gonna get involved because that's who I am. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's not if if it's something I can do about it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what she was looking to buy, I could afford that 100 times over. It wasn't nothing that I couldn't afford. It was just a simple
Right.
fact that you know, she didn't ask me for nothing and she ain't want nothing from me. She
Right.
she looked to be struggling and she looked to be struggling hard. You know what I mean? Like, damn, like my joints just came on. That's why I'm here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can't even get what I came for. I was like, well, don't worry about it. Sis, go call your EBT company, make sure everything is straight, and then I got you. You know what I mean?
No, I just bring that up though because I just wish more of us were like that. Because I believe if we were like that, we could solve many of our own problems that way. Just giving, just being kind, just showing love. It
Yeah,
ain't even.
yeah, yeah. It was pure love because, like I
Yeah.
said, I ain't no sis from a can of paint. You know what I mean? She ain't had no dog in the fight. I could have just let her walk out the store disappointed, but that ain't, that's not something I could do with my, in my nature. You know what I mean? So
Gotcha. Now, in celebration of Black love and holiday season, I want to show this clip, but I'm going to have some commentary for it afterwards. But check this out, y'all. Can you hear it? Is it? It's
no,
not moving.
it's not playing. It's not moving.
Yeah,
It's not doing nothing.
that's weird. I
Because
just
it's probably weird. That's why I don't want to come on.
It ain't weird. Listen, this is a tribute to one of the greatest Black love movies ever. Let's see. Nope. Hold on. All right, while we waiting, give me 1 second, y'all. Shout out to JT Coins coming through with the super chat. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you as always coming through, dropping off the dinero. Let's see. Here we go.
Oh.
Now, for the record, we'll probably get in trouble for this, but I'm willing for this. I'm willing to take the smoke.
Mm-hmm. Is this an early present?
You know I don't like to wait. Merry Christmas, babe.
Aw, thank you. Merry Christmas.
This
Mind if I play a little something for you?
Let's do it.
That's definitely going to be a problem.
Yeah, cut that off.
With Walmart gifts that spark timeless memories, give the gift that shows you get them. Welcome to your Walmart.
So, y'all know we talked about Walmart last week. I don't know if y'all remember what I talked about last week with Walmart and then their DEI conversation because they pitched up to a punk ass Republican MAGA dude. So it's still celebrating Nia and Lorenz. Always got love for them and Love Jones, but it's still fuck Walmart. And that's all I got to say.
So, I mean, you know how I feel about all that, but the thing about that is, speaking of that song, have you heard the Isley Brothers flow from the Locks?
I don't think so. I will listen to it afterwards.
Yes. Now, if you out there and you hearing this, go listen to the Isley Brothers flow by the Locks because they get biz A on that.
Oh, that's an old joint. I think I have heard that. Yes.
No, it's brand new.
That's new? That's brand new?
It's new. It came out recently, bro.
Okay. I'll check for it.
Yeah, Isley Brothers flow, man. They get biz A. Like not busy, biz A.
All right, we'll check for it. Jimmy's in the building. What up, Jimmy? I guess he felt me besmirching him from across the pond.
Right.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
That's not Jimmy. That was me trying to let you know that I was in the Cause
For
this
real?
joint, yeah.
You never use that thing.
No, me and Jim use the same account.
Okay.
It's the business account.
I know. Okay. All right. What's up, Pedro? How you doing? All right. JT again, thank you for the super chat. Still Rocks is in the building. What's up, brother?
Yeah, what's going on?
We got in there. Oh man, Rich is in the building. Yes, Walmart loves to pimp us. I don't want to say market to us. They love to pimp us. And that's a whole other thing. What up, Thunder? How you doing? Still Rock says, I've never taken the time to watch Love Jones. Had an ex try to make me watch it several times years ago. You must ain't really like her that much.
Yeah, that fire, bro. Listen, there's certain movies that if you black, you need to make sure that you take an hour or two out your lifetime to watch, man.
That's part of the lexicon, man. Part of the lexicon.
Love Jones is one of those movies where you need to take an hour and a half out your life and really, you know what I mean, for real, and just even if you don't like it, you need to have seen it.
Now, you know what? I would love to do a survey of all black couples in our age group, Gen X or younger, who have watched Love Jones.
I'll tell you this. My brother was talking to me tonight, and he was saying that Boomerang isn't one of the greatest movies in black lexicon. And I wanted to steal his black part. Like he didn't say, now I know my brother has seen.
That's rough.
I know he's seen the movie because I seen it with him. We went to the movies and seen
That's
it.
rough.
So I know he's seen the movie. But he gonna say, you know what I mean? All people talk about that movie is the soundtrack, because the soundtrack is slamming.
The soundtrack was fire.
He didn't disrespect the soundtrack. He said the movie was trash. I was like, bro, man,
first the Fat Boys break up, now this.
Yeah, like for real. Like I looked at my brother with a little bit of disappointment. I was like, bro, like, huh? Like, are you serious? Can he said it. I don't really disagree with this, but he said that Kid and Play House Party is more important to the lexicon than that is. And I was when you think about it, the careers that both movies spun off, but the actual movie was more important for, I don't know. Like I don't disagree with it. It was just I was like, bro, like you just can't disrespect that movie though.
But I do love that at least he countered with something, right? And House Party, for the record, set off a lot of careers. Martin.
But so did Boomerang.
No, I was getting there. You got Chris Rock, you got David Allen Gray, you got Martin again. Martin's in both of those movies.
He is. And you
Reginald
Halle Berry, you got, Eartha Kitt came back. You know what I mean? Like,
Mike Tyson's ex-wife. What was her
Robin
name?
Givens.
Robin Givens, thank you. I mean, there was a lot. But when you look at House Party, you got Reginald Hudlin who wrote it, and I believe him and his brother did it. So that movie is also very monumental. But no, if I got to pick, I'm picking Boomerang. I watch Boomerang every time it comes on. I mean, listen, Pops, right? We forgot about Pops. You got to coordinate. Like, I got an uncle like Pop, or I had an uncle like Pop. Boom.
But you House Party spun off what's the book? Robin
Harris. Robin Harris, yes.
So
yeah, Robin Harris is a beast.
And Bebe's kids and all that. So we can't. That's why I didn't really argue too much about the difference between them, because they both spun off a lot of careers and made a lot of people a lot of money. But I'm partial to. I'm partial to House Party simply because I'm partial to Full Force. Full Force was they was my homies. You know what I mean? Not my homies, but
I smell. I ain't gonna say it.
I smell, but does it?
All right. So if you're all watching, let us know, what are your favorite quotables from House Party and your favorite quotables from Boomerang? I mean, it's endless. It's got to be endless for both of them.
Yeah. Like,
Jeez.
but I was like, why do you have to disparage one movie to say the other one is great?
Because that's what we do. That's why we got a top 5. You know, that's just what people do.
I was like, bro, they both was great movies.
They
But
were.
he was like, he just don't like Boomerang. I'm like, damn, bro. I guess he don't like the way Eddie got treated in Boomerang. But I was like, Eddie did all that to himself being greedy, bro. He was being greedy.
I mean, how can you be mad that Eddie got done dirty when he was doing dirt the whole time? Kirby.
I don't know. I never asked him why he don't like it, because when he said he don't like it, it raised my eyebrow like The Rock. Like, bro, like, get out of here. Like, now I gotta go back and watch it, because now I gotta figure out, like, what couldn't he have liked? Because now I need to know, like, what couldn't you? I don't even want to ask him. I just want to watch it. Like, what was it about this that you didn't like?
Now, Rich just brought up, he said the 7-Up dude, and that his part was on there. He played a pivotal role. He was a supporting character, but his role with Strange, oh man.
Yeah.
I might watch that tonight. Right. Grace Jones, right, played a pivotal role in that.
Yeah.
But before we get too long and we get lost, we want to talk about this topic tonight, y'all. We want to talk about Daddy getting some life insurance. So check this out. I don't know what's going on.
Every video you put up, it played earlier.
Yeah, no, like. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. The internet must have got the whiff that we was going to be talking about black wealth. So let's try this again.
For engaging with the video, and you should. And you should. And if you got into siblings, y'all should get together, pool y'all money, and get the biggest policy that y'all can possibly buy on your daddy. I don't know why this is so taboo to a lot of people to talk about, and especially people that look like me. Sweetie, I done already told my children, let's go and get $1 million policy on mommy and take the cost of it and split it. I'm gonna help them pay for it and split it between the 3 of us. It's just, it's just my 2 kids and me.
Now, for y'all that's watching, y'all probably think I like this because she said get life insurance. And I do. But I think the split part is the most powerful part about it. In my opinion. But let's see what she had to say, because I thought she was spot on.
And split the premium between us, and we'll just pay on it until mommy goes. That's $500,000 for you and your, for my son and my daughter when I do leave here. I'm 62 years old. Sweetie, if I get 20 more years, it'll be a blessing. If I live to see 80, it'll be a blessing. But what I do know is they ain't gonna save $500,000 in 20 more years. They not, because they will have it now. They're not going to save that kind of money in 20 years unless they get into some heavy investing. No, I've already told my children, it's time. It's time to get the biggest policy that you can possibly get on mommy, and we'll all pay it until I go. And that way they will have money to live off of after I'm gone. I tell them all the time, think of this as the last thing. Think of it as the last birthdays and Christmas presents and all those things that mommy do for y'all now. Think of that being the last thing that she'll be able to do for y'all. So, yeah, baby, don't be having no issue with doing it. And any parent that's out there, especially when they start getting over 60, they need to be starting to think about that. They need to have these conversations with their kids. They need to be sitting these children down and telling them financially how they gonna come up. Because they might as well profit off of our death. The people that don't look like us, the people that don't look like me, been doing this for years. Years!
She ain't lying. Years.
Yeah.
Get that beautiful black woman the horns.
Yeah, so the thing about what most people don't know is that the first time most poor people touch a lot of money is through insurance.
Correct.
An insurance claim of some sort, whether it be from death or from some kind of other claim. Like, most people never touch a large amount of money at all altogether unless it's through some kind of insurance or legal action. So, and
That's
I
a
know,
fact.
that's just how the world works, and that's black people, white people, anybody. Like the thing about this country is, if you've read the book, and damn, what's the book we read where she was talking about,
Cast.
yeah, man, the caste system in America. 97% of people that are born poor stay poor.
Correct.
And
Now think about that though, right? Not you, obviously, but the listening audience. 97% of people that were born poor stay poor. You ever wonder why that is? I mean, it's baffling, right?
it's
Because I
not
mean,
baffling, though, because she tell you why it's not baffling.
well, yeah, you got to read the book, but it's still staggering, right? Because this notion that the American dream is here and everybody can get out and they can become great.
3% of people do
Say that one more time, Corey.
it. 3% of people do
Correct.
it. American dream is 3% of people moving from one class to another.
So
That's
that would mean American dream is a lie.
I mean, the American dream is not a lie. The American dream is exactly what it is. It's a dream. It's there to keep you asleep. It's not a lie.
Okay.
That's not a lie. That's the full on truth. It's the American dream is the full on truth. It's there to keep you asleep. It's there to keep you on the treadmill.
Now, as I said earlier, right, I'm sure many of y'all probably think, well, Kamari's excited because he's talking about life insurance, because Kamari's always talking about life insurance. And yes, I have said several times, I think life insurance is probably one of the greatest financial tools ever created. But here's a couple of things I want everybody to know. Everybody can't get life insurance, right? If your health is jacked up, which a lot of our people, health is jacked up, they got issues, they got high blood pressure, they got the sugar, right? You might not be able to get it, or it might be super duper expensive.
What's crazy is, let me tell you how I had to do some crazy stuff to get my wife a policy. My wife didn't have diabetes at all. She had gestational diabetes
when she was pregnant.
And because it was listed in her
medical records.
In her medical records as diabetes, she couldn't get insurance as a 30 something year old woman.
And that happens a lot. And many people don't realize it, but it happens a lot.
So we found the policy, but the policy was like $500 a month, because I was like, man, $500 a month, we could put that in the market. You know what I mean? Like if you figure you got another 20 years to live, $500 a month, we can put that in the market. We are not putting that into no insurance policy. That's not happening. $500 a month, no.
And I mean, it's funny. It's funny. A lot of people think that way, but and you're not right or wrong, Corey. But here's the thing with life insurance and that line of thinking. God forbid, and it didn't happen, but a lot of women still die in childbirth, right? That's still a thing, especially for Black women, right? So he might not get the next 20, 30 years to invest and save in the market, right? That's one thing we got to really get to understand. Risk, right? Risk reward. Okay, do we invest for $500 a month for 20 years and risk not getting that $1 million or whatever Corey got? Or do we say, you know what, we're going to put the 500 in because we got $1 million and it's guaranteed if something happens? And again, there is no right or wrong, right?
But see, the thing is, I'll tell you something about insurance. Like 95% of insurance policies don't pay.
They don't, because 95% of insurance policies are a term paying on them. That is very true. But when they're paid,
when they do pay,
no. When they pay, when they get done, right? No, I have no problem with what you're saying, because that's all real rap. A lot of people let their policies lapse because they're like, oh, we can let it go. And I can tell you, because I used to be a life insurance agent or a financial planner, I've seen a lot of people let their stuff lapse, and then bam, the unfortunate happens. And then I've seen, so I tell this story a lot. There was a young lady who I grew up with, and she died in her 30s, and she was married, newly married, kids, got $1 million. Now, I didn't sell her the policy. My company did. But can I tell you how proud I was to know that her kids were going to be good? Because you can't replace mommy. But goddamn, if you got to replace mommy and be looking for money and trying to work, that's like crazy right there. But, people don't think about these scenarios. And, people think I'm super
Yeah,
duper
because
serious a lot of times. But
there's two
I see this
kinds of
stuff.
grief.
I see this stuff. Go ahead, Court.
Yeah, there's two kinds of grief when someone dies. There's the grief of losing that person out your life, and then the grief of the financial burden that person, especially if they were a provider or a caregiver. That's the second kind of grief. You know what I mean? Because now you gotta, and I know this all too well because my aunt passed 2 years ago. Well, a year and a half ago, she passed in May of 2023.
My condolences.
There was grief in her passing, but the bigger grief was that nobody had the money to bury her but me. You know what I mean? And so everybody, when my aunt passed, my phone went berserk. Not because she passed, because they were all sad and they were all crying. And I'm not saying nothing about their grief, but more like how, what we need to bury her and we need you to help us. And I didn't end up helping them. I ended up paying for it. Like, it wasn't no help at all. Nobody.
Well, you did help. You did. You helped.
No, there was no help.
You helped. You
they
are
called
the
help and then ended up.
They relied on you.
Yeah, I ended up a bag holder. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I ended up a bag holder, and it cost me a lot though, because not only did it cost me money, but it also cost me opportunities.
Because you probably had to take that money out of the market or whatever you were doing, and you had to handle family.
I was trying to retire at the time. This is right before I went to Texas, and I was trying to retire, and it cost me a large chunk of that retirement money that I was looking to, looking at, but I couldn't just look at my family and be like, the hell y'all been doing for the last 20 years when she's been sick? She's been in and out the hospital for the last 15 years. You know what I mean?
Hold on, Core. You are the black man of the day. Buying ladies groceries, looking out for auntie. Salutes to you, sir.
No,
but
because
that's what it's about, though.
But you know what? You know what's funny? Money doesn't mean anything to me, which is why I'm willing to give it away. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's just a mean. It's a means to help the people that I like and I love.
Tool. It's a tool.
So it doesn't. It doesn't, like, it's an inanimate object that I use to help the people that I care about. You know what I mean? So I don't. It doesn't, like, I don't chase money around like a dog. Like, I don't do that. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean.
And the thing is, right? And so, I have a lot. Like, I could write a book about loss, right? Because of the way my life has reshaped because of loss, right? Because the thing about loss is I lost everything that I thought I couldn't live without. I lost everybody that I thought I couldn't live without. I lost my grandmother. I lost, I lost all my aunts, and I mean all of them, all my dad's sisters, all my mom's sisters. I lost every auntie, and all my aunties were pivotal in my upbringing because they was the ones who filled all the gaps when my mom couldn't fill them and my dad couldn't fill them. Now, I still have my mom and my dad, but I wasn't as close to them. I'm just going to keep it a thou. My grandmother and my aunties raised me more because my mom was working all the time. My mom worked 16 hours a day. So I wasn't actually as close to my mom as I was to my aunties and my uncles and my grandmother. So I've lost literally everything that I thought I couldn't live without. And so having that, my mindset changed about a lot of things, because when I realized that I could live without them, that I could live for them, even though they passed on, and carry on the traditions that they did. You know what I mean? Like, they stepped in. You know what I mean? And that's a tradition that I carry on. When I can step in, I step in. You know what I mean? So the thing about it is, when they passed, I did. The hurt was so crazy that I didn't think that I could, but then you realize as the days goes on that I got 4 children, and that I got other family members that could, and I got people like you and Jim and Courtney and a lot of other people that I actually care about that I would do anything for. You know what I mean? And so I could pay that forward in a lot of things, in a lot of ways. And
Right.
And
Now, Cora, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever heard the story of the Rockefellers?
I have heard the story of the Rockefellers, but which story? Because I heard a lot of stories of the Rockefellers.
So the story I'm thinking about is when, because they're both Jewish and they were both in Europe, or all of them were in Europe. The family started in Europe.
Yep.
And I always get the names confused, but one was in England, another one was in Paris, and they were trading the markets. And one from England would send carrier pigeons to the other one in France, and vice versa. And so they would corner the market, and they would do that. And so the same thing that the sister was talking about was working together, was being in unity. A lot of people marvel at the Rothschilds because of the money, right? But Corey, the reason why I brought this up is because you just said it. It's not really about the money. It's about the family. It's about the people, right? We just need the money for the tool to make things right so we can protect ourselves, whether it be educationally, food, financially, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily about this inanimate object. Some people just worship money. But when you tie this into the story of the Rothschilds, they didn't have a whole lot of money. But what they did have is they had unity and they had information. And so they shared information amongst themselves and they worked amongst themselves to this day, because I believe that was in either the 1700s or maybe even the 1600s. I always get the story confused. But their name is still ringing to this day. Their legacy is still intact, at least financially, to this day.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and so that means a lot.
No, for sure. So I as a teacher, this is the journal question I ask every single day to all of my students that ever come into my class, and I make them spend 5 minutes writing on it every day. And the question I ask them is, when are you going to get serious about your life?
Whoa.
Right. And the question is, in the way why I phrase it like that is because I don't think life begins until you get serious about it.
I would agree.
Life,
and that's actually a powerful question.
Yeah, when are you going to get serious about your life? Like, when are you going to get serious about your goals? And when are you going to get serious about reaching whatever dreams and aspirations that you have? When are you going to get serious about those things? Right? Because most people don't ever attain them because they never get serious about them. Right? They don't have the discipline and the drive to go get whatever it is that they want. And it's because they've experienced so much loss, which is why I'm gonna tie it back into loss. Right? People are used to losing, but they don't know what it feels like to win. Right? And so they do what they're used to. Right? They sabotage their own success by not being serious about it. And so what I want them to do is I want to take that mind sabotage away from these children. You know what I mean? When are you going to get serious about your life? When are you going to take your studies seriously? Because the thing is, the people who succeed are good at something.
Correct.
It don't even mean you don't have to be good at everything. The people that succeed are good at something. You know,
it's funny. I heard Myron Golden tell a story today, and he said Bruce Lee said that I'm not afraid of the guy who knows 10,000 kicks. I'm afraid of the guy who knows one kick, who's practiced it 10,000 times. And when people understand that shift and what he's really saying is really about focus, and it's about being serious, right? Because you can't really jump around and be into this thing and be into that thing. You got to pick one thing. And if you don't like it anymore, that's cool. You can stop. But then you got to
something else. You got to be serious about something else.
Right. Then you got to pick it up and be serious about something else.
Yeah, but that's why I phrase the question the way I do to the children.
I love that question.
I make them write about it every day. And I teach math. I don't even teach English or history or any of that. I teach math. And the thing is, I show them the math. I told them about 97% of people being born in poverty, staying in poverty. I told them that in their lifespan, once they get past about 22 years old, nobody's going to give a damn about anything that they do.
That's correct.
Once
It's funny.
once you get out of them college years, people going to ask you what you did between the age of 6 and the age of 22 that you still struggling when you're 22.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
that's going to become the question. Like, what have you done up until this point that you don't have these necessary skills?
Correct.
And so what I tell them to do is take advantage of it and get serious about it as soon as possible.
That's
Right?
a fact.
Your life doesn't begin until you get serious about it. Are you serious? When are you going to start taking your life seriously? When? At what point? Name the day. You know what I mean? So, you know, and then the thing is, it could be any day. Hold on, my cousin got this dog out here, and this dog going crazy.
All right. Well, Corey's sitting to the dogs. I want to address something real quick. And good looking. Yes. Did I say Rockefeller? I hope not. But yes, I was talking about the Rothschilds, the Jewish family that's from France or either Germany. I always forget their origins. Europe. All right. But great question, Corey. When are you going to get serious about your life? To everybody that's watching in the comment section, when did you get serious about your life? Because I know everybody here is serious. Drop it in the comments. Tell us when you got serious. All right, so Ann said Norbit is a black classic. I don't think I've watched Norbit through and through. I got to go back and check that out. All right, Jigga said, what up, dog? For the record, I am not from Detroit, but that was something I was saying before I even realized it was a Detroit thing. All right, Maddox 12, what up? Clip this up with reactions. Okay, done deal. All right, so Jigga asked the question, can you trust the kids though? Great question. Great question. Remember a boy in Chicago off his mom who owned a beauty salon. He brought a car, went shopping, throwing money, and made a couple of rap videos. No, I don't know that. But it kind of sounds like this whole, what is that, Mendez Brothers documentary that's out. Like,
still parents for the insurance money.
Yeah, like kids do crazy things. I hate to say it, but it's true.
I think you know what's crazy? One of the reasons I think I lived to be this age is because I had like $2 million worth of insurance when I was like 21 years old, 22 years old. Because I was in the military and they had $1 million policy on me, and my mom was she was working. What's the joint that everybody do the insurance? Primerica. My mom was doing the Primerica joint, and she had like $1.5 million policy on me. And I had like $2.5 million, and it's like if I would have died at 21, 22 years old, and I was wilding, like my mom would have caught a check the size of New York.
Yeah, but it wouldn't replace the hole in the heart.
It wouldn't have. But what I'm saying is, I think it's one of the reasons why I did live to be to this age, because I don't think anybody wanted me, especially when I had that 20-year term policy. Like that 20-year term policy just expired like 2 years ago, 23 years ago. You know what I mean? So I don't think nobody, like everybody was looking out for me like, bro, you gotta live. Like the insurance company was like sending me they was like sending me letters like, you know, you should live to be like, they wanted me to get past that joint. Like, no, bro, we don't want you to check. Are you feeling okay? Like they was checking on me. They were checking on my whole health, wealth, and well-being for all them years to make sure I ain't checked.
Because they don't want to lose no bread. I mean, insurance companies are in the business to make money. Let's confuse that, y'all. I don't want anybody to be confused about that. But Jig, I want to go to this too, right? Because the point you made was really extreme. But I also want to talk about another point. Can you trust the kids? A lot of times, a lot of parents, and we're talking about our kids, right? We want to give them all the things that we never got because we believe we were brought up in poverty or we brought up lacking. And I feel that that's a mistake. If anything, we want to try to get our children all the experiences we didn't get, not the things, not the materialistic things. Those things don't matter. Now, if you can get them an experience to expand their horizons, get them to take their life more serious more quickly, that's great. But, I see a lot of people saying they want to get their kids an LLC when they're like 16 and they didn't work for it. They didn't do nothing for it. They just gave it to them. And listen, I believe in giving kids what they earn, and you give a little bit too and show some generosity. But some stuff, you got to look at it and say, does this really make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm my gift to my kids is going to be their education. You know what I mean? Like, I'm paying for my oldest son to go to school now. I got a 14-year-old that's coming right behind him that I'm gonna be paying for. You know what I mean? And what I want them to do is experience a life with less debt.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so my thing is, I'm not giving them no money, but what I'm doing is preventing them from starting in a hole.
You're
You
giving
know
them
what I mean?
resources
I'm giving them resources now.
and experiences, right?
If you choose to be a bum, you can lay on my couch till you're 47, and I won't be mad. You know what I mean? I'm just not gonna support you. I'm gonna make sure you're not homeless because you're still my child. You're gonna be my child until I die. But
Right.
I'm not going to support. What I'm not going to do is give you money and let you go out and have a ball on me. None of that. Like, my thing is, if you want to do fun things, you create the opportunity to do those things.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? I'm like, if you want to travel the world, get you a job that's going to allow you to travel the world, or start a business that's going to allow you to travel the world, or
Right.
get a career that's going to allow you to travel the world. Because if you waiting on me to help you travel the world, only way you going to travel is to the store to go get my cigarettes like my grandmother used to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not only way. That's the only. And the thing is, my 16, my 18-year-old. Well, he'll be 18 on Christmas. He's seen more of the world than I have. Like, he's been all through Europe. He's been to Europe and Africa, and
Now that's your son that's in the choir, right?
yeah, he used to be in the choir. Right now, he's about to graduate from college.
Damn, 18 about to graduate in college. What an opportunity. Jeez, I love it.
He'll be 19 when he graduates because he's taking the slow route because he started early. But he's been in college since he was 14.
But that's not a slow route, though.
I mean, he's been in college since he was 14.
I got it.
So
but he's still ahead of everybody, though.
Yeah, like it was weird because he went to the prom with his friends, and he was a junior in college, and they were juniors in high school. So it was kind of weird.
I gotta ask, right? Since you brought up the topic, and we probably should do a show on that. Did you see any social development gaps for your son, like going to college and being so young? And was it awkward for him, or?
Well, it wasn't awkward in the beginning because it was during COVID, so everybody was home, and so he did all his 2-year stuff online. He went to one regular class. Like, his very last class was a lab, so he had to go to the lab. So the only class he ever went in person to, I had to drive him down to CCP his very last semester because he had a lab. So he never saw the inside of a classroom until right before he graduated from CCP.
That's so smart. That's so smart.
And then he graduated, and then he went to college, and then, like, the first semester was kind of culture shock. The crazy thing is, he passed all his classes, but he failed the one class where all he had to do was show up. It was chapel, and it was like on Sunday morning. He was like, "I'm not getting up on Sunday morning." But he go to one of them Christian schools. So if you don't go to chapel, you fail it. It's a class,
right?
So he failed.
That's their indoctrination.
I was like, bro. I was like, I know I raised you, not to care about that, bro. But you got.
You mean you raised them rebellious?
I raised him not to care anything about the ways of religious people. You know what I mean? And to create his own path of thinking. My thing is, if religion suits you, then you go in and do that. But it's about thinking about what you want to do as far as your spiritual journey. And I mean, just don't take nobody's word for what they say. Like, that's why I told him how to read voraciously and to dig into whatever it is that he's interested in. You know what I mean? My son is a voracious reader.
That's dope.
So that's the thing. That's the gift that I gave to him. Like, he is a voracious reader. Like, he devours books. Like, my thing is, like, for Christmas, he asked me for like a set of anime books. I mean, not anime, but manga.
The manga, yeah.
The manga. Yep. And so, you know, that's what he's getting. You know what I mean? But it's not for Christmas because his birthday's on Christmas. I don't do Christmas gifts. He's the only person getting something on Christmas because his birthday is actually on Christmas. But nobody else is getting anything. I haven't done Christmas in about 15 years. I haven't done any Christmas gifts in like 15 years. So, because it doesn't make any sense, because I'm dad all year round. Like, if you need something, I'm not waiting until December to give it to you. That's dumb. Like, why would you wait to ask me in December when you can get it in June? Like,
hey man, that's a special day for a lot of people.
I'm just saying.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you, Corey.
I think it's stupid to wait for something that you can get in June when you get, like, my 14-year-old wanted a PS5. I was like, all right, I got it in October. He ain't had to wait till December. You know what I mean? Like, he don't need he's not worried about a Christmas gift because he asked me for a PS5 in October and he got it in October. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense to wait for the December 25th when you can get it in October. Why can't I wait 2.5 months? You know what I mean? Like, that's just dumb as, it doesn't make any sense, right? He wanted to play on the soccer team, so I got him some cleats and some stuff. Like, I could have waited till Christmas and got him a brand new outfit, but why do I gotta make him wait 2 months? You know what I mean? This is why I don't do Christmas, because it's dumb. Like, it's condensing all of that into one little, like, for me, it's silly to condense all of that into a small 1 or 2 day period when you got 365 days in a year. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I get it. But let's get to some of these more comments, because I see a couple good ones in there. All right, so Ann said it's all mental. I came from the literal ghetto. N-words dying every single night. I taught myself the code and moved myself up out of that. I'm 34. If you are my age or youngest, it's no excuses.
Yeah.
Congratulations, young man. Like, congratulations. That is dope.
Yeah, you got serious about your life.
Correct. And that's what getting serious about your life is. Saying nobody's coming to save us. So this is for us individually and us as a community. Nobody's coming to save us but us. So we got to get to it.
But that's what I'll be trying to impart on these young people. Like, you waiting for somebody to give you something, you got to go get it. It's yours. It's about energy, right? It's about the energy. Because if you waiting for somebody to give you something, the universe is going to make you wait, because you got waiting energy. You see what I'm saying? People who go get it got that go get it energy, and that's why they get things, because they have that energy.
Correct.
Because the universe reciprocates energy.
But not only is it energy, they also believe that they deserve it. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I am saying is that people go after and get it because they believe they can do it. They believe they deserve it. A lot of people, a lot of times, don't believe they deserve better, and they just settle, which is sad.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, I'm not trying to get them to believe in the school system. I'm not trying to get them to believe in anything but themselves.
Correct.
Like, when are you going to get serious about your life? I don't care about school. I don't care about home. I don't care about nothing. Like, if your parents are POS parents, when are you going to get serious about school so you can get away from them?
Correct.
You know what I mean? If your parents are great parents, when are you going to get serious about school so you can pay them back?
But not just serious about school, also serious about yourself.
Serious about, yeah.
I know.
What I'm saying is they're in a school setting. So what I want them to do is to take school serious enough to open up all the possibilities.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? Not because I want them to be good at the indoctrination that is school.
I know what you mean. You want them to get good at school so they can open up all the opportunities that they can be afforded to by going through that process. I get
Yeah,
it.
because my thing is, for me, I don't, college, most people that get rich either get through insurance, but like it trades do the same thing that colleges do. Like, but the thing is, the trades make you be serious right away because you focusing on something. Like, I think trades are better for people who lack focus because
Uh,
they make you focus.
I'll say that. I'll save that debate for another day.
No, I'm just saying, like, because if you're in college, right, there's just so much to choose from, right?
Yeah, it can be.
And,
But
and, and,
what
and
I
the
will
long,
say is that I see a lot of times people in trades, because honestly, if you got a trade, the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. But I see people a lot of times with trades, they don't take it serious. Like you said, it all goes back to that one thing, taking it serious. If you figure out how to take it serious, you can leverage the hell out of it. When you look at electricians and plumbers right now, they get what they want
yeah,
if you
anything
take
they
it
want,
serious.
yeah,
Because listen, there are levels to everything in life. You got
everything.
You got A level electricians and plumbers, and you got C and D level electricians and plumbers. And I bet 99% of the ones, well, let's say 90% of the ones that are C and D level don't take it serious. They
Not
take it for
serious.
granted.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
taking it. Yep. And it's about
Mhm.
energy. And that's
Yep.
the point that I've been trying to make. You know what I mean? Like, when are you going to get serious about what you do? You know
Correct.
what I mean? Like, so that that energy can be reciprocated. The thing is, I'm a teacher, right? And so, but I wasn't always serious about teaching. Like, I thought I could rap. I thought, I played football. I did all of these other things. When I was serious about playing football, I got D1 scholarship offers. When I was serious, you know what I mean? Because I was serious about it. I
Right.
worked out every day. I did everything I was supposed to do. When I was serious about school, I got straight A's because I was serious about it. You know what I mean? Like, and so I understand what that focus and that drive looks like. You know what I mean? And so, but also when I wasn't serious about school, when I was in college and I wasn't serious about school, I got 3 D's and an F my first semester.
Mm.
But I went because I wasn't serious about it. I went to college. I thought everything was everything. I partied hard. You know what I mean? I chased young ladies. I did all of the wrong things you could possibly do at 18 years old, and I got 3 D's and an F my first
Mm.
semester in college. You know what I mean? And I don't regret doing any of it because I had a ball. But I regret the grades that I got because it set me back. Because literally, I spent $5,000 on a semester and I didn't get any grades that I could use. So I really had to literally start over 6 months later with 3 D's and an F already on my college transcripts.
Gotcha.
You
Now
see what
let's
I'm saying? Go ahead.
I want to get to this comment by Ann. So Ann says, I have a whole and a term policy on me and my fiance. Salutes to you for taking that serious, because that is about being serious. And a
Yeah,
policy for my daughter to run me $437 a month. Listen, it's an investment. I know a
yeah,
lot of times people don't like insurance, whatever term. I'm not here to promote a type of insurance,
yeah,
but it's needed. Like Corey talked about earlier, life insurance is here to replace income if it cannot be generated anymore. You can't get back from that. You can't go back from that. All right, Jacob says, "Oh wow, can I get life insurance after having a stroke at 39? I'm 49 now. Oh, you 49? I thought you was younger than that."
my thing is this: you can get life insurance. Somebody will insure you, but they gonna dig in your pocket until they hurt.
And they also want to see if the condition still is still lingering, right? But one, congratulations to you for surviving,
Right?
right? And it sounds like you didn't just survive; you're also thriving. So listen, man. Every day is a blessing. So that is beautiful, man. So congrats to you. And like Corey said, you can find a policy. You might have to shop around a little bit, but you can
Somebody will
definitely find one.
insure you.
Okay, everybody's telling them, yeah, you can get one. Wait a minute, that's what we get this money for. All right, yes, that's a fact. Correct, Dan. Correct. All right, yep. Thank you for the correction. More advice. GC's in the building. Welcome.
What's going on, GC?
What up? What up? What up? Brandon's in the building. Brittany. So 3 years ago, you started getting serious. All right, salutes. Brandon got serious in high school and got serious in 2021. It took me a minute to figure out what y'all was talking about. All right, what is that? 8? All right, tell me what that is. I don't know. Help me out. Question. Gonna say, which is better, term or whole life? Well, I'll tell you, the one that suits your needs, the one that you can pay for, right, and maintain. I'm gonna tell you a trick. And this is, so y'all probably know, if y'all been rocking with me for a while, I have a love-hate relationship with the whole financial services industry, with life insurance industry, all of it, because a lot of them is driven by sales. And to be honest, people a lot of times will not get life insurance if it's not a salesperson there doing that job, because nobody wants to think about their mortality, right? But here's the thing. A lot of times sales agents will push the whole life product because the whole life product typically, not always, but typically pays more. And so I would get people, sell them unscrupulously, snake oil salesman like a whole life policy to make them more money. But they really couldn't afford it, and they wound up lapsing it. So it became a waste of time and a waste of money. So you want to do the thing that works best for you and then reevaluate it. Listen, term is for a temporary. Corey just talked about he had a 20-year term and it's expired. He had a whole life policy at that time and they still paid on it, or they developed enough cash value. He might still have it today. But however, we don't know what Corey's situation was 20 years ago. So we can't really go back in time and complain or be sad about the decisions we made. All we can do now is say, you know what? I'm going to do better. I know better. Figure out what the best option is right now.
Yeah, my biggest policy is still my military policy.
Okay. And that makes sense. You serve the company. Retire in Rome. Yo, I like that. I like that name. I've always been serious in my life, but I took it to another level December of 2019. Okay, that's dope. What made you take it? What made you take it to another level in December of 2019? Retire in Rome. I'm interested about that. What was the catalyst? All right, still rocks here. All right. All right, JT Coin says, that's awesome. What did you do with your son that made him so ahead of the class? Was he homeschooled? Extra classes?
Homeschooled. So 2 things. One, I put him in private school and I paid $50,000 a year up until he was in 5th grade.
My God.
That was the first thing. And then the second thing is I took him out of there and then homeschooled him until he went to school. So he never saw a middle school or a high school.
What school did he go to that was $50,000? Damn, Lord.
Friend schools.
Germantown Friends, yeah. Okay. So he went to the Quaker schools.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to the Friend schools.
Yeah, Germantown Friends is the most expensive private school in this area. So
yeah,
Corey invested his money and it's paying off.
Yep.
And it's paying off.
That's why he's a voracious reader and he takes it seriously because I paid for the education to make sure that he did that. You see what I'm saying? Like I paid for that.
Gotcha.
I paid up front.
All right, whole life. All right. And since I've been a reader over the past 2 months, I completed 3 books working on my 4th now. That's dope. That's dope. Still Rock says, my daughter ended up at a private Catholic school. I know I asked for a long time ago about private versus public. My 11-year-old daughter was always bored. She doesn't enjoy school. Any advice?
When my son didn't enjoy school, I just took him out and homeschooled. But that's just me. But I'm a teacher, and most parents can't do that.
But in lieu of that, what I would suggest is maybe get tutoring or maybe get them into some other extracurricular activities. Because here's the thing, a lot of children get bored.
Yep.
Our children are smarter than we realize a lot of times. It's actually the adults that hold them back. I'm sure y'all all heard that. But if you can find something or another way for them to get engaged and engage their intellect, try that out. Try that out. They don't believe it can be done. Correct. What up, Khan? All right, Still Rock says that's smart to start out with the private. Yeah, it can be. It can be. But of course.
Yeah, man. Because my thing is my children have a different educational journey. Like my 14-year-old now could go to college right now because he has 16 college credits already, because every summer we send them to CCP.
Nice.
So right now, even though he's 14, he's a junior in high school. He's about to graduate from high school.
Nice. We need more stories like that. But it's funny, we're definitely seeing more homeschooling stories that are producing children who are more accelerated from an age perspective.
You know what's
I think
funny
that's
about
awesome.
my kids is that I homeschooled them. They only did school either an hour or 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. We never did school for more than an hour or two, because I understand.
Okay, why?
Because I understand the attention span of children. Like they don't have like I think 8 hours of school is torture.
Plus, the other thing is, even when you're in school, it's not 8 hours of learning. It's 8 hours of BS, but that's a whole other thing.
I think 8 hours of school is kind of torture. My son, the only reason my 14-year-old is in a high school is because he asked to go. Because I was going to do the same thing with him. He asked to go. He was like, because he wants the social interactions. He wants to be a kid for as long as he could possibly be.
Right.
And he was like, I want to go to high school. Like he begged me. Like, because I was like, why? Like, what reason? You don't need to go. You are already passing college level class. Why are you going to high school? And he was like, because I want to. Like literally, I want to. And I was like, I was dismayed by this information, this set of circumstances, because there's no reason for him to be in a high school except for the fact that he wants. But the thing that he wants that my oldest son doesn't have is that he wants
social interaction.
Yeah, he wants that social interaction. Whereas because my oldest son was already traveling, he was in choirs, he already had a set of friends. He's seen the world. He didn't really care about he was so used to leaving his friends behind that it didn't mean anything to him. You see what I'm saying? Like the thing is, when he went to the prom, with his elementary school friends.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you, personality-wise, right? Because a lot of times I think people think all children are the same. You can raise them all the same.
Yeah.
Are your two sons similar or drastic personality-wise? What are their personalities
they're
like?
similar in the fact that they love to read. Right?
Okay.
They love to read. Like they will, if they're not gaming, they're reading. Like they're literally in a book or in a video game. Right? They're similar in the fact that because I told them that you're not interested in girls or boys until you get of age to do that on your own. Like, so they're not interested in it. Like you can like girls or like boys or whatever, you can be gay or straight or whatever, but you can't have, what you can't do is have a boyfriend or girlfriend until you can afford it, because I can't pay for it.
Now did y'all see Corey just did the whole PC thing?
Hey, listen, man,
We grew up in different times. I get it, bro. I don't
know. I really actually don't know what my kids are interested in, because they can't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, so it don't matter. You can't have it, because my thing is, your job is school. Your job is to go to school and get the best outcomes you could possibly get for yourself, because you're serious about your education. That's why. So it don't matter. Like whoever you're interested in, whatever you're interested in, you can't do it till you on your own time anyway. So it don't matter to me. Like my oldest son, I think he liked girls because he went to the prom like 5 times and each with a different girl. So I think he's into the ladies, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Because he's on a college campus. He could be having all the sex in the world, but he can't bring him home. You can't be serious about no lady until you can take care of her, buddy. Not on my dime. I'm just telling you.
All right. Well, at that point, I want to go back to the original point of this, and I want to check it out.
For engaging with the video, and you should. And you should. And if you got into sibling.
And what she's talking about, the lady, she's responding to somebody on TikTok, and she says she's about to get life insurance on their daddy. All right, so just keep that in mind, y'all.
And on herself.
Y'all should get together, pool y'all money, and get the biggest policy that y'all can possibly buy on your daddy. I don't know why this is so taboo to a lot of people to talk about, and especially people that look like me. Sweetie, I done already told my children, let's go and get $1 million policy on mommy and take the cost of it and split it. I'm gonna help them pay for it and split it between the three of us. It's just, it's just my 2 kids and me, and split the premium between us, and we'll just pay on it until mommy goes. That's $500,000 for you and your, for my son and my daughter when I do leave here. I'm 62 years old.
Corey, do you think people could save $500,000 on their own?
Yes.
Each person can save $500,000 on their own.
100% they can. Because I know what
do that. Do you see that often? What's that? Say that again.
Yes, I see it very often, and I see it most often in people who just go to work every day.
Okay, I don't see that often.
You know what's crazy?
And I'm not talking about 401k either.
No, that's what I'm saying though. I'm not talking about. I am talking about 401k, right? Because it is a form of savings, right? So the thing I see most often is most millionaires I know are 401k millionaires.
Correct.
Right?
Now that is yes.
The most my uncle Eddie, 94 years old. God bless his soul. He's not really my uncle. He's my older cousin, but I call him my Uncle Eddie. He worked for he was in the military 20 years. He worked for the Philadelphia School District for 40 years. He retired when he was 62 he retired from the military at 40, from the school district at 65. He been collecting the pension since 65, and his pension, he makes more money a month in his pension than most people make in his lifetime. And the thing about it is,
he chunky.
And the thing about it is, all he did was work his whole life. He never saved a dime while he was working. He used to spend that money frivolously. My Uncle Eddie is notorious for playing the lottery. He is a notorious lottery player. I was like, bro, you spend like $50 a day on the lottery. I was like, if you give me $50 a day, I will make you more money than you will ever possibly make from the lottery. I said, give it to me. I'll invest it for you. I will put it. I literally was going to open up a Robinhood account for him and buy VU with the $50 a day he spent on lottery tickets. That's all I literally was going to do. I was going to buy VU. I was like, dude, you already caking. I said, matter of fact, you don't love me enough because you don't give me $50 a day. You get a government $50 a day. I think you love him more than you love me. You know what I mean? Like, damn, Eddie. Like, no, and I love my Uncle Eddie. I love him to death. But bro, we had so many arguments about him in his lottery tickets, right? So, but the thing is, most millionaires I know, the very first millionaire I ever met was was one of my friends. He worked at Walmart when he was younger, and they were giving him Walmart stock as part of his he was a manager. And then he went back.
Bonuses be nice.
And then he went back to school to become to get into like computer analytics. And when he went back to school to be part of computer analytics, they stopped giving him the Walmart stock. But then by that time, he had worked 10 years for Walmart. He had piled up, instead of taking his bonuses, he was taking it in stock. And so when Walmart stock shot off the roof, he had like $2 million in Walmart stock just from stock they gave. First person I knew that was a millionaire.
Nice.
And
Hold on, let me finish this.
Sweetie, if I get 20 more years, it'll be a blessing. If I live to see 80, it'll be a blessing. But what I do know is they ain't gonna save $500,000 in 20 more years. They not, because they will have it now. They're not going to save that kind of money in 20 years unless they get into some heavy investing. No, I've already told my children, it's time. It's time to get the biggest policy that you can possibly get on mommy, and we'll all pay it until I go. And that way they will have money to live off of after I'm gone. I tell them all the time, think of this as the last thing. Think of it as the last birthdays and Christmas presents and all those things that mommy do for y'all now. Think of that being the last thing that she'll be able to do for y'all. So, yeah, baby, don't be having no issue with doing it. And any parent that's out there, especially when they start getting over 60, they need to be starting to think about that. They need to have these conversations with their kids. They need to be sitting these children down and telling them financially how they gonna come up. Because they might as well profit off of our death. The people that don't look like us, the people that don't look like me, been doing this for years. Years!
Ain't no lies told, all facts, all facts. And again, I think the beautiful thing is she was telling them, ain't no more Christmas, ain't no more birthdays. So I'm going to stop wasting your inheritance and build you an inheritance. Because listen, every day we make a decision on what money we spend.
Yep.
So she said, I'm going to make a different decision because I want a different outcome.
That's why I called my trip to the poppy store niggatry. You know what I mean? Because there was no reason for me to be there. Like, the only reason for me to be there was to help that young lady tonight. Because there was no other reason for me to be there. Yeah, man, like, because I had no business in that store.
Listen, man, the universe, God, all moves in different ways. So,
because that's the only reason I had to be in that store. I don't need no Dave's cherry pop. I don't need no gummies. You know what I mean? I don't need none of that stuff. I was just there being greedy and fat, and I just ran into a young lady that needed my help. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that was the reason for me to be there. Because now, you know what I mean? Now I feel good drinking my little cherry pop, because I was going to have some guilt about it because I wasn't supposed to have it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm too old to be eating that kind of stuff and doing that. But the whole thing is, it was intervention, you know what I mean, of some kind. Like, it was the energy.
Divine intervention. Listen, man, divine intervention is powerful.
Yeah, because there's no other reason for me to be there, you know what I mean? Like,
but let me ask the audience something real quick. Mm-hmm. What do y'all think about what the young lady said? Do you think this is something you and your family can do? Do you think this is something that more Black families should be doing in general? Because she's not saying just get it for one person. She's saying get it on her. She ain't going to be here forever. The one thing that's inevitable is we're all going to pass. Might as well take advantage of it. And so when you see people start talking about getting trust and family banks, and I don't want to go into that today because a lot of that's crazy too. Go ahead.
So I want my family to start a when my sons get old enough, hopefully, prayerfully, they're smart enough to actually do what I asked them to do. I want to hold on one second. I want them to start insurance. The thing is, I want them to get the biggest policies they can get on myself and my wife, and then so that my wife can help them pay for it. You know what I mean? Because we have policies on ourselves and we have policies on them.
That's right.
But what I want them to do is get policies on us.
So you're feeling what she's saying then?
Yeah, because the thing is, we can help them pay for those policies, right? Because we're already paying for the policies. Like, my policy is free because it's military, so I'm not paying for that policy at all. And then I got a policy that I pay like $79 a month for, that I got like 15 years ago. Like, so it's, when I was in good health. And so what I've done is extend that policy, because when I first got it, it was like $21 a month. Like, because I was in good health, I was young. And now every time I extend the policy, it costs me more, but I want to make sure, and it's only like $150,000. But my thing is, that's every year $150,000 means less, but it's still enough to bury me. You know, maybe by the time I go, maybe, hopefully, prayerfully, by the time I go, $150,000 won't be enough to bury me. I'll be 273 years old, and, and that kind of
Listen,
money won't bury me. You know what I mean?
hopefully it will be. But real quick, Ann said he's feeling the consistent drops, no cap. I'm a YouTube head. All right.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate that. We're working on, like Jimmy said, he said, you know, we're working on trying to do something every day. Not a live every day, but a piece of content every day. Just to be here for the community and to share with y'all what we do together and what we've learned over these years.
Yeah.
All right. Miss E's in the building. Oh, thank you for being a great citizen. Liked and shared.
Yeah, man, I'm not a social media head, but I'll drop some content for y'all. But most of my content is just gonna be about my experiences. You know what I mean? Like I don't have
Corey, you already got your job. Your job is Sunday. It's coming up. First Sundays we doing.
Oh,
we're
I mean,
bringing back
I'm in the market every day. I mean,
that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'll be on that. That's done. Like, but my thing is, you know, I have a lot of experiences that could help people not do the stuff that I did, or some of the stuff that I have done. I could share the experiences, especially with my kids, because for all of the wrong that I did in my personal life, the things that I've done with my kids have taken them to heights that I could have never gone to at the age that they've gone to. Like when I was 16, the farthest I had been, I mean, I had been to a lot of places, like, but only in the United States. I had never been outside the country at 16. But by the time my son was 16, he's been to tropical, he's been to islands with me and my wife. He's been to Europe, he's been to Africa, he's been, you know what I mean, all over the place. And I hadn't had those experiences at his age. And so just like you were talking about, instead of just giving the well, it's feeding time, and I think my cousin keep opening the door and feeding, and it's like 7 of them. So they loud, you know what I mean? Like, so the dog had puppies in his feeding time, and you know, once he opened the door to feed them, they start going crazy. So you know, his dog just had puppies, so nobody
What kind
hurt
of
the
dog?
puppies. Huh?
What kind of dogs?
I don't know. I don't like dogs, so I don't even
Oh,
bother with them.
okay.
But you know,
All right.
that's another thing. You want to talk about legacy, right? I flew back to Philly. I ain't had nowhere to go. My cousin was like, "Come on, come live with me." Like, come on, bro. Like, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't really ask no questions about what's going around here because this is crib. But like, I know the dogs is fed every day because that's what that noise is.
Right.
And I know they just had puppies, which is why it sounds so crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so, but that is what it is.
So, quick question for everybody: do you like the idea of get mama an insurance policy, get dad an insurance policy? But what about the idea of working together? Because again, like I was talking about earlier, the Rothschilds were able to build all these years, generations, and billions of dollars from nothing just on working together. To me, that's the real legacy. The legacy isn't the money. The legacy is really the principles and the work ethic. Yeah. Oh, Corey's opening his throat again.
Yep, for sure.
Go ahead, man.
No, when
You
I was
heard it.
saying, you know, my little Dave pop. But
And Dave's not advertising, so
no. Listen, I covered the name. If
no,
you know,
now you
I
showed
covered
it. You
the
showed
name
it.
when I put it on there. I
That time you
covered the
did.
name.
That time
I
you did
covered
it.
the name.
Other
I
time you
covered the
did.
name the last time. Anyway, what I would say is that, you know, and this is something that I heard on I forget where I heard it on the internet, but one of the dudes said every company that you see on the market is somebody's last name. He said McDonald's is somebody's last name, Gillette is somebody's last name, Procter and Gamble are two people's last names, blah blah blah. And so it's the legacy of working together and things like that, those that live on. You know, you don't work for your first name. Your first name is the most beautiful sound in the world, and your last name is what you work for. It's something that I've heard. was my mom told me when I was a child, the most beautiful sound you'll ever hear is when someone says your name correctly.
Yep, that's in every sales training that you'll ever go through too.
I
They
guess
teach that all the
my mom was in sales, but my mom was a funeral accountant, like I mean a death accountant, whatever those people are called, those people who handle death taxes.
oh trust accountant,
Yeah, she was
yeah,
she worked in the trust.
trust
She was,
department.
yeah, she
Got
worked in the trust department. So she, but that's still a sales job. You know what I mean?
absolutely
You still dealing with people's assets after they pass. And so she told me that as a kid though. Like my mom gave me jewels as a kid, and I had no idea. I was like, "What are you talking about? I got a regular name. My name is Corey." Like, you know what I mean? Like, but then to hear somebody say my name wrong, I'd be like, "Man, what are you talking? Like, who is you? Who are
right.
you talking to?"
Disrespected me.
Yeah, like why? But it made sense to me at that point because I had never heard anybody say my name wrong because I ain't had one of them, LaShawn.
A Kamari name. You have a
Well,
Kamari
yeah,
name.
I ain't have Kamari. I didn't have that name. I had regular Corey. But everybody says my last name wrong. I get called Champ, like Corey Champ. Like, do you not say Camp? Like, camp is a regular word. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, so I understand it. You know what I mean? I just legacy life insurance is really about because you're dead already, right? It was more about trying to take care of the people you love, and even in your passing.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like it's basically the last gift you give them on your way out the door. Like she said, like this is the last thing I'm ever going to give you. And so I want to make sure that I take care of it and you take care of it because it's my last gift to you. Instead of looking at it like I'm going to die, look at it as the last thing that I'm going to give you while I'm alive. And
So I got
that perspective, I like that perspective from her.
right. No, me too. Me too. Now there was one point I didn't agree with, but there's one other point I want to bring up about it. But the one point I didn't agree with, she said when people get 60, they should start talking about this. I feel like, right, and I know I know what she meant. I know what she meant, and I get it. But these conversations need to be happening now. For everybody that's in the audience, these conversations need to be happening now. You might not even get a policy now, but you got to start thinking about these things, right? Because if you wait 20, 30 years, it's too late a lot of times. A lot of us, I'm not trying to be morbid, but a lot of us don't have 20 years. And that's just a statistical fact.
VFX.
Yeah. And again, not trying to be morbid, but you got to really take these things serious. I never forget, man, when I was a life agent, a lot of dudes be like, I'm not getting no life insurance so she can get a pink Cadillac and move her dude in when I die. And I mean, I know they were joking, but at the same time,
they was dead ass.
They were serious. Yeah, they were serious as hell. And it's like, you're not even really thinking about what's going to happen to your children. Because the way I think about it, I've always thought about it was, what if every one of our households did what this lady did? So what would happen if every one of our households got $1 million at the event of death? There was no more GoFundMe's. By the way, that's not a shot at GoFundMe's. I actually don't have a problem with GoFundMe's.
At all.
It is what it is. But what would happen if every household had $1 million in the Black community? Right?
I'll tell you this, police brutality would go down a lot.
I've heard that theory before. I don't agree with that.
It's not a theory at all. And I'll tell you this, because it would cost too much, it would cost the system too much money for them to actually to kill us. It would cost the system way too much money.
I'm gonna avoid that.
My thing is, it depends on how the policies are written, right? Because a lot of policies are written that if you are in the wrong with the police, well, they don't.
Correct. Right, because you can't get a payout if you are in the commission of a crime. So that is a thing already. But I mean, I hear a lot of people that do that have that theory, and all I'll say is the companies will adjust. They will adjust for things that don't work to their benefit. So again, I am not delusional. Again, I think life insurance is a tool. It's a tool, though. I think the unity aspect that she talked about is more important than life insurance. But
Yeah,
just using the unity to fund the life insurance to then create the legacy. And if I'm talking too fast or y'all don't get what I'm talking about, just let me know. But to me, unity is everything. Real black love is real black wealth.
yeah, it is. Because there's nothing more powerful than human energy, right?
Correct.
And when human energy moves in the same direction, that's when you get change, right? Everything
Yo,
that changed in
you've
the
been talking
history,
about energy all show, man. Was that a Buddhist temple or something? I ain't never heard you talk like that before.
and that's all I ever talk
I'm
about, right?
messing with you, man.
That's all I ever talk about, right? Because all intention is energy, all belief is energy,
That
right?
is a fact.
All it is, all of it's energy, right? And so if you don't have the right energy, the universe can't give it back to you. You see what I'm saying? The energy, the universe literally will give you the energy that you give it. It's going to send it back to you. Whatever energy you're sending out into the universe will send it back to you. Right? That is why depressed people stay depressed. That is why people who have a more positive outlook on life normally get more positive, because they're in a they're able to accept it. You see what I'm saying? It's not because they're smarter or having these, because when the energy comes to them, they're able to accept it. And when you're
I
in a
agree.
depressed state, you can't accept good things the way that they're supposed to be accepted. Your energy isn't right to even get those blessings. You know what I mean? Like the blessings not going to stop coming. It's about how you receive them. You see
What's
what I'm
the
saying? The blessings from the universe, because the universe is always going to bless you.
what's the saying? Energy begets energy, and also your attitude determines your altitude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
It's all about the energy you put out into the universe, right? And so that's why I asked them, when are you going to get serious about, back to my question, when are you going to get serious about your life? Like, at what point are you going to put out the energy so you can get it back, right? Because my thing is, when you're not serious about it, like I said, even if you get the blessings, you're not going to receive them correctly because your energy off. So you got to get serious so you can receive the blessings in the proper way, and use them and manifest them to do whatever it is that you want to do. So it's not about, again, it's not about schooling. It's not about indoctrination, any of that thing. It's more about, I want them to think about themselves, right? And their role in the universe, right? I haven't given them this energy speech. I always talk about, you know, life outcomes, right? Because I'm a math teacher. I'm like, at what point do people give a zero about your outcomes? So let's talk about the math on that. I said, how long do you have? How many days, weeks, months do you have that people will care about your outcomes? And so you need to take advantage while people still care. I said, the younger you are, the more people care. The older,
That's where the power is. That you've got the power.
well, because adults feel responsible for children.
Correct.
And so the younger you are, generally, not for everybody, but generally, the more people care. You see what I'm saying? Even poor kids,
Yep.
people will dig in their pocket. Corporations will dig in their pockets, even if it's to use the community. They'll dig in their pockets to help children. Youth programs get more money than anything,
That's a
right?
fact.
So I said, how many adult programs are there out there? I said, look at the number of youth programs and look at the number of adult programs, and that'll tell you exactly how much the universe and the government cares about people, about grown people. I said, they're talking about cutting for seniors. They're talking about cutting seniors off. They're talking about people who have lived this life and need the most help. They're talking about cutting them off.
Yep. And they pay their they throw them away,
Yeah,
which is
they,
sad.
like I told them, I said, listen, I'm a 40-something-year-old man. I'm not going to give away my age because, anyway, I don't care what people know. But I'll tell you this. I said, who cares about my lights being cut on? Who cares about my internet being cut on? Who cares about, my children being able to eat besides me and my wife? No one. No one. Even though I know you wouldn't let me starve to death, if I was having an issue and I need to live in your house, there's going to be rules.
Oh, yeah.
Repercussions and consequences to that.
Just like it would be in vice versa.
Vice versa. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So because I'm a 47-year-old man, not because like if I was a 15-year-old kid, you would take me in and it would be something totally different. But I'm a 47-year-old man who made choices to end up where I'm ending up. Like my life choices would bring me to that. And so you're going to look at me a lot differently than if I was 15 years old. Right? Because when you're 15 years old, you don't have full control of your life choices. But as a 47-year-old man, from the time I was 18 to the time I turned 47, I had full control over every life decision that I've ever made because I could sign off on it. You see what I'm saying? So that's so the people stop caring when you got full control over the life decisions you have. People start to care a lot less, and that's the math. You want to talk about math? That's the math,
That's
right?
a fact.
And so let's talk about that, man. I could do a whole show on that, but that's what I'm saying. Like my experiences, I could tell you what it really looked like. I can tell you why things are happening because I'm in the systems. I've been in the systems when and where and why they're happening. You know what I mean? Like these kids don't take this educational stuff seriously. Nobody's telling them to take it serious.
But guess what? Their parents don't take it serious either. And that's a big part of it, sadly.
Yeah, so, because their parents, most of their parents aren't serious about their life.
Correct.
But this is why I don't talk to parents very often because I say this kind of stuff to parents, and this is how I end up with like 7 jobs in the last 12 years. Like after a year or two, parents get tired of hearing it that it's not the kid's fault, it's your fault because you're not helping to motivate them. You're not serious, and so they're not serious.
I mean, what's that old saying? There are no bad students, only bad teachers.
That's not true.
I know it's not true, but the saying of it is that most teachers don't do, or parents as well, aren't doing everything that they can to try to motivate and get them kids going. It's just like what you said. No, but hold on. It's just like what you said, Corey. Your kids, children in general, to have a short attention span. And they don't need 8 hours to be taught something. They need an hour. So you said, all right, well, let's give them a action-packed hour to make sure they learn. Yeah. And probably learn something they want to learn too. That makes it even more fun.
Yeah. But all I taught was fundamentals. I really literally only taught fundamentals. Like, listen, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, reading, phonics, reading for comprehension.
Right.
Like, I ain't go crazy on we did history because we need to know our history, and we did science because we need to know how the world works and the things in the world. That's it. We ain't do no, and then all the extracurricular activities was my wife. She was like, look, whatever they want to do or whatever we can find for them to do. My wife did all the extracurricular activity. And I mean all of it. Like they was in soccer, karate, football, like just to keep them active and around other kids. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that they still have the kid experience, but we don't, like, they was homeschooled for the very most part. You know what I mean? My kids, like, I took my 14-year-old, I took him out of school in 2nd grade. That's why he's so thirsty to go back to school, because from 2nd grade to 7th grade, he was at home. Because all the learning happens between the time you're 1 and the time you're 7.
Right.
90% of the stuff you need to know in life you learn between the ages of 1 and 7. But I know that because I'm a teacher.
Right. More parents need to do that.
But that's why I put my kids in private school when they're very young. It's just, again, I listen, man. We supposed to be talking about life insurance, but this is life insurance because your kids are your policy.
Well, we're talking about wealth, right? Right. We're talking about wealth and legacy.
Yeah, we talk about wealth and legacy.
This is all wealth and legacy. This is all wealth and legacy. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm like I said, man, I'll share any of those, things, experiences and stuff like that. Like, because what people need to know is that you have control over your children's education. The system won't tell you that, but you have 100% full control over your kids' education. You can do whatever you want with your kids in any state, in the union. You can take them out of school as long as they're getting some kind of schooling. You can take them out of school. You can do whatever you want. Like, because me and my wife had certificates, we took them out of school. We gave them A, B, C. Like, we just put whatever grade we wanted in there. Like, we just created the GPA because all we cared about was, did they actually learn it?
Right.
Like, I don't care about those damn grades. But we had to send the report card into the state every year.
Well, you got to figure out how to work the system. And
I mean,
you got 14-year-old.
We live within the system. We're educators.
Right.
But even most educators don't know all of the things you could do within the system.
Correct. But as a result of that, you got 14-year-old college seniors coming around. So it worked. It worked.
Yeah, it's just about what you're good at. You know what I mean? Like I said, we learned, we took what we were good at and we applied it to our children. Because both me and my wife were in education, we was like, man, we control 100% of this. we have full control over what their educational outcomes look like. We will never blame a school for not teaching our children, because we know that all the teachers go to the damn same colleges and get the same degree. We know it ain't the teachers.
Right. That's a fact.
We know it ain't the teachers. 99% of the time it ain't the teachers. Anyway, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Ball off, man. Because like I said, you want to talk about education, we can rap.
But no,
I can talk forever, ever.
No, we definitely should do a course, a class, a show on homeschooling, because
educational outcomes, because it ain't just about homeschooling.
Right, because it needs to be whatever fits the child and for child situation.
Like I said, because my 14-year-old wants to go to school.
Right,
but it ain't about the teachers. It's for social interaction.
But you set the foundation, though, and it seems like a lot of it was set through homeschooling. That's why I said homeschooling.
It was.
Yeah. But for everybody, me, Corey, Jimmy, we have all formed the Black Wealth Rebels. And so the Black Wealth Rebels is about money, but it's also about culture. And so we're looking to infuse culture and money and bring it to you all, bring opportunities that we come through, whether it be me with taxes, Corey with stock or options, Jimmy with real estate, and of course, Bitcoin. We got all that at blackwealthrebels.com. Go and register. The registration is free for now. Make sure you take advantage of it, because it won't be like that forever. And do us a favor. Subscribe to our Black Wealth Rebels YouTube channel. And we appreciate everybody that was here today. And I see a couple more comments. Can somebody verify this? Bitcoin just hit 100K. Bitcoin just hit 100K, 101,000. I wish Jimmy was here.
$101,374.95.
Yep. 101. Jeez. Up 2.32% today. What's it up year to date? Let's see real quick. Up 128, almost 129% year to date.
So if you just bought on January 1st, you would double your money in a year.
Yep.
And more. It was at 50,000. It was at 50,000.
Yep.
And you would have thought you were late at 50,000. And now you think you're late at 100,000. People thought they were late at 1,000 because they was buying it at a penny. And if you'd have bought it at 1,000, you 100x on your money in 7 years. Because it was in 2016, it was in 2017, it was $1,000, because that's when me and Jim started buying.
Nice. Well, congratulations to all the BTC, all the Bitcoin holders. You are a little bit richer today. Two. Don't sell. And listen, this show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So this is not investment advice, y'all.
At all. At all.
This is not investment advice.
At all.
But we appreciate you tuning in today to this Wealthy Wednesdays. We will be back again on Friday. Make sure y'all log in for Freedom Fridays. We'll be back and we'll be having some more fun. Until then, y'all have a great rest of the week.